So, Addison, you've been playing Prey? I almost said
Prey
Prey
2017, not the 2006 one that I have never seen a gameplay video of and couldn't tell anything about.
It's probably
I went
dated.
to buy it once, and the guy was like, "Just don't do it." I was like, okay.
Yeah. Apparently, it's got absolutely nothing to do with this one, so I'm not too bothered about missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played this because it was the one game I have on disc that was installed on my Xbox, and I was able to play for the 2 weeks I didn't have internet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose you can't play anything while you haven't got the internet. Like,
No, it's fucking bullshit. So I had all these
Yeah.
games installed, and I was like, oh, at least I'll be able to play them. No.
You've got to be connected to the internet.
That's so shit.
I wouldn't feel
Yeah.
sorry for you, but I got a PS2 sitting behind me, so that's fine. The Wii's fine.
I feel sorry for you.
Buy it on the PC.
Yeah, so this is a game that I got when it came out, and I don't know why, but it never properly hooked me. I probably put like 5 hours in or so, so a decent chunk, and I just never really got into it. If you guys played this, I think Matt has.
I have played this, yes.
I haven't.
I played
I've
the
always
whole
thought
thing.
about it. I think I've downloaded it multiple times, but never hit fucking play for some reason.
So the best way I can explain it is basically a more modern BioShock sort of game.
Yeah, it
Or
is very
if you're
BioShock, but in
older
space.
than we are, System Shock.
Oh,
was-
damn, you've sold me now. Right, that's it. I'm going to go download it in a minute.
It is very System Shock-esque, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super similar in sort of concept to those, where you're kind of in this very confined space, in this instance of
confined
space
space.
station. It is large, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's more open than BioShock, which is the one I'm kind of comparing to. I haven't actually played any of the System Shocks, but from what I gather, they're fairly similar.
They are
like a
pretty
remake
similar,
of that coming out.
Yeah, the
I think
second,
so. Maybe
the
the
first
second one.
yeah.
The second one was really popular when it came out.
Yeah.
I've played some of the second one.
Yeah.
It is very similar to Prey, actually, but it's very dated.
This is not. This plays really well. Still, it's so 5 years old now, and it's still really good.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of
But you-
like Dishonored, because it's Bethesda. It's kind of Dishonored.
it's
Arcane
actually
as well?
Arcane. Yeah,
It is Arcane,
Who
isn't it?
did?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Who did
Yeah.
Dishonored and more recently Deathloop.
Yeah.
There's something weird with their games where, like, when I initially play them, for some reason they don't hook me in, and I think I don't like them, even though everything is telling me that I should like them. And then when I go back, I love them for some reason. I did the exact same thing with Dishonored.
I cannot wait for the Deathloop review from you.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go.
Fucking hate it.
5 years later.
5
So
years
I started
later.
this.
Oh, it's pretty
Best
good.
game. It's my number one game. I love it.
Yeah.
Does it have the same kind of like art style that they go for, like
Yeah.
in Dishonored, that kind of like
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah,
that.
comic-y kind of?
Yeah, it's got that
Comic
kind of
cel
sort
shaded,
of
yeah.
sort of look to it. When you do see human characters, you don't see many live ones. You see a
Yeah,
lot
like
of
they've
dead
been
ones.
like painted.
Yeah. It's an interesting look. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
for it. Other times I kind of can't be asked with it.
It's not quite as bad in Prey. It's a bit more realistic in Prey, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as exaggerated as Dishonored
Yeah.
is.
kinda
I'm
more
not
like-
sure about Deathloop because I haven't played it. But
Deathloop it's probably similar to Deathloop, if you'd seen Deathloop.
Okay. Interesting.
yeah, so I've played a whole bunch of this because it's all I could play, and yeah, it's just really enjoyable. I would say one thing that I don't like, I really don't like the design of the aliens.
Do you know, I like
yeah,
them.
what
Yeah.
are they? They're just like
They're kinda
So
like,
it's
no, go for
these
it.
like black blobs, basically,
Yeah.
and then the smaller ones, the kind of famous ones, because they can change into like loads of different
mimics.
types of
Yeah.
objects. They're called
oh,
mimics,
that's really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Which is great. And like in that very early game, you do kind of shit yourself because you'll be like
"What?
picking up like
Fucking
all these
chair!"
items, and then suddenly a mug will turn into this thing.
It's the boom arm. Oh my god.
My controller. What the fuck?
Well, that'd be really
you,
good.
you very quickly get an item that kind of negates their mimic power, which is fair because like if you had that for the whole game, I think it would ruin the pacing.
Bit annoying, yeah.
But the rest of the aliens' designs I find really boring because they are just big black blobs
Big humanoid-y.
in kind
yeah.
of different shapes.
Different
Yeah.
shapes, yeah, basically. Different creatures, I suppose, aren't they? Yeah.
And they're just not as interesting as anything like the different types of
Pokemon.
whatever they call them in Bioshock. I can't remember.
Say Pokemon, man.
Did you say Pokemon?
Not as interesting as Squirtle.
Uh,
Yeah, I think because I've watched a couple of trailers for this and reviews, and every time I see the enemies, I'm like, oh, that's a bit boring.
I wouldn't let
it's
that
not-
dissuade you though, because it is
totally
the gameplay
not.
is amazing and the story is pretty good.
Yeah,
Quite an interesting.
It's got this
story.
really great sort of systemic gameplay where everything you do kind of changes everything. And something that's really cool is you'll leave an area for hours, and when you come back to it, some things will have changed because of new enemies or whatever. But stuff that you put in certain places will stay.
Oh,
for
right,
whole
okay.
8 hours.
That's pretty cool.
Which is quite
actually,
interesting. Like, a really good weapon you have, which is quite unique, is this thing called a glue gun, which, like,
Glue gun.
Sounds
yeah.
really
So it fires these massive. It does sound shit as soon as you describe it.
Just
Because
stick
it
stuff
fires
down.
big balls
It's a
of
gun,
stick.
alright.
Can you come closer so I can just glue gun you?
It's sticky.
And hold it there until it cools down as well.
Hold it for 30 seconds.
But it fires these big blobs of like foam that hardens really quickly, and you can stand
okay.
on them. So you can use that to kind of get around loads of different objects. Fuck's sake, I'm just
So
let's
it was
move
Mark's
on. 'Cause
eyebrow. It did like a little eyebrow.
I don't know what you're talking
I've
about.
lost you, so let's move on.
All I can think about is the glue gun now.
Hot glue.
There are some great moments in the game though. Like there's some really good traversal bits where you got to go. Do you like hover through space in bits?
Yeah, so you can hop out. One good thing I think is better than what Bioshock does is you can kind of go almost anywhere whenever you want by hopping out of the spaceship and going to an area that you've already unlocked an airlock and hopping back into that area through a spacewalk.
Yeah, that's pretty
You
good.
can kind of
actually,
do that
yeah.
throughout the whole station.
Yeah,
Not a moonwalk like I called it the other week.
moonwalk. Yeah.
I mean, you can walk backwards in the game. That is a feature that is included.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. So if you like Bioshock and System Shock and shocking games,
Dishonored. Yeah.
give it a go.
Thundershock.
It's basically,
I completely
it's basically
overlooked it.
Dishonored combined with I don't know what this motion I'm doing is.
Yeah.
Just doing something with my fingers.
It's that similar sort of thing where you've got all the gunplay, but you've also got these like weird powers. Like you can get an ability to turn into things like the mimics do.
Oh, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Like
pretty
proper.
cool here because. Alright, okay. Because I always like just from judging from trailers, I always thought it'd be something similar to like Alien Isolation. That's probably just because it's set in space.
No, it's not
Like
as
it kind of
scary.
feels like that for like half an hour.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the beginning when you
Yeah.
just have a wrench and then
Yeah.
you know there's loads of mimics everywhere. But it very
And then you
quickly
get like
becomes
powers
not
and a
that.
gun and shit. Yeah.
It becomes way more kind of Bioshock. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
It
Because this
is a Bioshock type game. That is
Yeah.
the easiest and most apt comparison.
Yeah, I feel like this has been on Game Pass forever as well. I swear, like it's always on fucking Game Pass.
You know what you'll do? You'll
Bethesda
download it,
now,
it'll be
isn't it?
leaving soon.
Well, it won't be though.
Bethesda.
It's Bethesda. Yeah.
2 days remaining.
Bethesda
published,
will
so
have it on there forever. Well, as long as they're owned by Xbox.
that's great.
Microsoft owns everything now, so
Yeah, I
we're all
would
good.
like to see a sequel in a similar vein, but I'd also love to see a sequel to Bioshock in some vein. So I just like these type of games, I guess,
Yeah, it's fair.
despite not
no,
getting on with it.
Bioshock
when it really
Infinite.
released.
Bioshock Infinite, I tried to play 3 times and I cannot finish it. I just do not like it.
I really enjoy it.
That is the weakest of the
Yeah.
original.
Like the second one is like
ones.
the best one, I think.
That
Is that the one you
That's
play as like a
right.
Big Daddy?
First one is like the twist.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second
It's
one
weird.
you
I
play
know,
as Big
I know
Daddy.
the twist without having completed that
You
game.
never played Bioshock?
Well,
No, I
What
played-
I'm realising is Sam's not completing games. He just plays plays some of
I
it.
played half of it, and then a few years later, someone tells me at the end.
He's
Well,
watching
the
his
shame
stepbrother
about
play
this
it.
is I know I'm not going to complete it now, despite being 17 hours in, and I'm pretty sure close to the end, because Elden Ring comes out tomorrow.
You do know you can go back to it, right?
Look out for his review on the next
You
episode.
can go.
That's not possible.
You can go back to play at some point.
I'll have forgotten how to play it, and I can't play it.
Well, I'll switch your internet off when I come visit. You'll go, okay, I've got to play Prey again.
Cut the
And I'll
cable.
go, oh fuck, I uninstalled it to fit Elden Ring.
No, I can't play anything. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.